Mrs. Helen quietly wiped away her tears with the back of her hand, turned away, and silently dragged her heavy feet down the street toward home. Her son and daughter-in-law didn't run after her, didn't say a single word of apology or comfort. Her chest tightened, her heart ached, like a knife had just sliced through it and left it bleeding. It all started when she came over to visit. Her daughter-in-law had just scolded her, accusing her of being guilty of rummaging through her purse, as if she was trying to steal money. Her son, who had the Sunday off and was standing right there, stood frozen in place, silent. He sighed deeply, turned around, and walked out to the backyard to smoke. Mrs. Helen opened her mouth, nervously trying to explain. I was only trying to get Lily her candy. She told me it was in your purse." Her daughter-in-law's face turned red. There was a trace of guilt in her eyes, but she didn't apologize. She turned her face away and walked into the bedroom, slamming the door. Mrs. Helen could hear music playing from her phone inside, and her 4-year-old granddaughter crying loudly from the living room, but no one came to comfort her. Mrs. Helen swallowed her tears bitterly. She walked toward her granddaughter. "Sweetheart, don't cry. Grandma will go home and bring you candy, okay?" She picked up the little girl, holding back the tears that threatened to spill. "Be strong, for her," she reminded herself, and stepped out of her son's house. At this moment, her granddaughter was the only source of joy in her life, lively, bright, and full of affection. "Grandma," the little girl said, "Mommy just yelled at you. Next time I go to Grandpa's, I'll tell him, okay? I'll tell him to talk to Mommy." Mrs. Helen smiled, waved her hand gently. "No need, darling. This is just our little secret, okay? Shh." Then she pulled out a big pack of rice crackers. "Here, Grandpa got these just for you. Want me to open it? Have you eaten anything this morning?" "Nope. Open it, Grandma," the little one chirped. At that moment, Mrs. Helen forgot everything that had just happened. Her granddaughter, right there in her arms, was the key to unlocking her aching heart. She looked back at her son's house and thought, "Michael, all I want is what's best for our granddaughter. Why does your wife see me as someone bad, so distant? It hurts, it really does." Now let's pause Helen's story for a moment and take a look inside Michael's house. After his mother left, Michael walked back inside and knocked on the bedroom door. "I want to talk," he said. No reply. From inside, Thwa shouted, "I have nothing to say." Michael raised his voice. "Come out here, now!" Thwa opened the door and stepped out. "Please, Michael, can't you just leave me alone?" Her eyes were tired, her voice like a quiet plea. Michael stared at her, his eyes burning with frustration. "Enough! Couldn't you at least speak nicely to my mother? She's my mom." You're yelling at me?" Thoa's voice trembled. "You don't understand, Michael. So many things have happened between me and her, when you're not home, when it's just me and her. She says things that hurt me. I've tried, I really have. Don't you care about me?" Her voice turned desperate. Michael looked at her with sorrow and exhaustion. He didn't say another word. He grabbed his car keys and drove off. Thwa sat on the couch, watching him through the window as he slammed the door, walked away, without saying anything like he usually did. "I've got something to do. I'll be back by noon." This time was different. This time he was really angry, truly disappointed. And Thwa, the fragile woman left behind, sat there with her face buried in her hands, crying uncontrollably. From the outside, one might finally see the truth. Mrs. Helen's family wasn't just having a small disagreement. It was something deeper, a quiet war, slowly tearing apart the people who should have been the closest. Why? Was this how they wanted to live? Or was something else at play? Let's allow Helen's granddaughter to tell us. Meanwhile, Michael was driving, a 35-year-old man, tall, handsome, honest. Everyone praised him for being kind, easygoing, hardworking. He married late, had never loved anyone before meeting Thwa at 30. They had a quiet wedding. Now he was speeding down the road, unable to spend another minute in that house, where Thwa was. He headed straight to Ben's place, his best friend and colleague, the same place he always turned to under pressure. He didn't come to complain about the fight or the family drama. He just came to check in, talk about things only men cared about, things that made him laugh again, feel free, like a man who hadn't been trapped in tension. They talked about news, world affairs, how work was going, and Ben invited him to stay for dinner. Back at home, Thwa curled up on the sofa, hugging a pillow, her eyes red. She scrolled through news on her phone, stopping at the culture section, reading about women and family, something she used to enjoy. It helped her escape the stress, helped her forget to eat. But her fragile frame, her hollow eyes, anyone looking in would feel pity. Yet those inside the pain often can't see it. They just live it, letting it consume them. "Grandma," the little girl whispered, "Mommy's really kind. She always buys me what I like. She never yells at me. She loves Daddy, and she loves you too." Helen looked at her granddaughter, and her heart softened. "But every time you and Mommy fight," the child said, "Daddy gets mad. Then they fight, and I feel so sad. I want to scream, 'Please stop,' but I don't have the courage. I just cry really loud. Then Mommy hugs me, and they stop." Now we understand. Every time Michael corrected Thwa, every time he pointed out that she had wronged his mother, Thwa lost control. Not because she was cruel, but because she was torn apart inside. Maybe she loved Michael too much, and the tension with her mother-in-law cracked the love between them. Many families go through the same thing. Michael and Thwa had been stuck in this cycle for far too long. We all know this isn't how a family should be. Family should bring us closer than anyone else, not push us apart. But why does it happen? It all comes down to one word: love. Because of love, we suffer. Thwa didn't understand respect. She didn't yet know that a daughter-in-law should still honor her husband's mother, even when she makes mistakes. Michael didn't understand loyalty, that even when his wife was wrong, he should guide her gently, not with anger. And all of them had forgotten harmony, the gentle power of patience, of keeping peace, of holding the home together with calm. No story can fully capture the weight of real life. Every family has its troubles. Every mother-in-law and daughter-in-law has conflict. The only difference is, some know how to hide it in silence. That's the secret strength of many traditional women. They endure, they forgive, they love with quiet grace. May this story help mothers-in-law and daughters-in-law find their way back to each other, with empathy, with understanding. This story reflects only the author's perspective. Any shortcomings, we kindly invite you to share your thoughts. Thank you for being here.
Don't forget to subscribe and share your own story in the comments. Your voice matters.